ImAlexx used to be known as one of the best YouTubers. He rarely got criticism and had a massive following. This was until most people, if not everyone, discovered what ImAlexx was truly hiding, who ImAlexx truly was. This is a tale of ruthless lying, manipulation, hypocrisy, and worst of all, backstabbing of friends. ImAlexx is a snake, but I'm sure you already knew that.
Hey, fuck you, bitch! And the clique that you came with, I ain't for the bullshit. I just need my payment. Fuck you, bitch! Leave your ass on the pavement. It's a thing, not me and my niggas trying to break shit. Hey, fuck you, bitch! And the clique that you came with, I ain't for the bullshit. I just need my payment. Fuck you, bitch! Leave your ass on the pavement. It's a thing, not me and my niggas trying to break shit.
This video will be centered around various different stories, and what these stories exactly mean for our buddy ImAlexx. I'll start this video with the story of Slazo, considering that I witnessed all of this happen around a year ago. For those of you who don't know who Slazo is a very well-known content creator with nearly 1 million subscribers. The rundown of this situation is that Chey, a well-known artist throughout the community, also formerly Slazo's girlfriend, simp, accused Slazo of rape. Chey had gotten loads of support throughout this situation. In fact, one of the people supporting Chey was ImAlexx. ImAlexx was one of Slazo's good friends before the situation had occurred. This says a lot about Allexx as a person, considering that he could have easily contacted Slazo regarding the situation and asked for his side of the story. Nevertheless, this situation had confused and deceived the entire community. Some people were actively defending Slazo, saying that we should wait for a valid response from him. I was one of those many people saying that we should wait for significant proof of this happening, or at least a valid response from Slazo. The very worst thing about the situation is that Slazo and ImAlexx, like said earlier, were friends at the time. They could have easily contacted each other, and if ImAlexx was a true and caring person, he wouldn't have taken sides against someone that was his friend. Not to mention our buddy Allexx over here attempted at destroying Slazo's career behind Slazo's back. In fact, Kavos made an entire expose video on Allexx around a year ago where he showed real and authentic Discord DMs of Allexx plotting to ruin Slazo's career. One reads, "Look, I reckon we need to try and get it out soon. Want to make sure that it can't continue. Whatever makes that happen, I support." The full context behind this DM was that Allexx was in a group chat in Discord. He had wanted Chey to release her twitlonger full of lies on Slazo as soon as possible. This is evident because Allexx says, "Want to make sure he cannot continue." Allexx was talking about Slazo continuing his career and how he didn't want it to happen. This is extremely scummy because Slazo and ImAlexx were never in drama when this situation had happened and were on good terms. And Slazo had done nothing wrong to Allexx. The very worst thing about this DM is the fact that Allexx had said, "Whatever makes Slazo's career end, I support." I've already elaborated as to why I think this is a purely scummy action. However, I'll give Allexx the benefit of the doubt and say that perhaps this was just one big misunderstanding. I mean, ImAlexx apologized sincerely and genuinely and everything, right? Well, while the snake, ImAlexx did apologize, I don't think it was genuine. I don't suspect it was genuine from many premises. One of these premises is that this was not the first time Allexx has done something like this. This is only one of many times he's falsely accused people of horrible and immoral things, as you'll quickly learn throughout this video. However, I'll be talking about ImAlexx's terrible apology later on in this video. ImAlexx even manipulated his fan base by saying that he wasn't aware that the DMs between Chey and Slazo were primarily jokes. Before that, Allexx had stated that he knew full well that some of those DMs were jokes. "Look, you keep hammering that betrayal slide down all you want, but it makes no sense for me to go after Michael like that, especially as both people were friends. I hadn't even seen the jokes till after the post was made. We read the DMs and came to the same conclusion." I'm having way too much fun with that. Anyhow, ImAlexx admitted before making this tweet that he was fully aware that some of the DMs between Chey and Slazo were only jokes.
First of all, I already knew that some of the screenshots that were used in Chey's twitlonger were jokes. I was very much aware of.
This only proves my point more and more that Allexx was lying. Allexx had said something completely contradictory to what he had said earlier. This being that he knew that the DMs were a joke, when later on he lied and said that he never knew these DMs were jokes. Nevertheless, I'll be talking about ImAlexx's horrible apology. It reads, "Recently I spoke to Slazo and discussed as well as apologized for my support of Chey's original post and the way I handled the accusations that had been put forward. I came to the conclusion I had gone through multiple friends of mine reinforcing stories, as well as multiple other people coming forward privately with their own personal situations involving Slazo, which under the pretext fully believed at the time. I should have waited for both sides of the story and regret supporting the post without having all the information and hearing Slazo's side. I have spoken to him since and apologized for jumping the gun, no matter how damning I believe the evidence was. was. It was a mistake to support the posts, as no matter how much I believe that the allegations were true, it does not excuse the fact that it should have been given away to the correct authorities to deal with it properly and privately. I regret giving my personal opinion on the situation, as it wasn't necessary. I did so because I felt responsible as a friend of those involved, but also as a friend of Slazo's to not support the behavior he had been accused of, as I fully believe that it was completely true at the time. Now, I would say this is a fully genuine and honest apology if it weren't for one reason in particular. Like said earlier, this is one of many times ImAlexx has falsely accused people of pedophilia, rape, and various other disgusting things. My point is, I would believe him if he hadn't have done the exact same thing in the past. Don't get me wrong, ImAlexx snaked Slazo and didn't even give his friend a chance and asked for his side of the story. And later on, it turned out that Slazo was an innocent man that was taken out of context, as shown in Slazo's response video to the situation. In fact, I think it's a rather good time to go over that video. Basically, Slazo explained in his video on Chey that he was completely lied about or taken out of context. An example of this would be one of Slazo's jokes. They read, "Yes, I may be small, but perfect height for dick punch. Then I rape you." And, "Baby, when I get back, it's rape time." No! Frowny face, frowny face, frowny face. Yes, but you will like it, so technically not rape. Slazo had this to say about these DMs.
These are jokes, not good jokes, not acceptable jokes, not appropriate jokes, not funny jokes. And honestly, they're probably gonna haunt me until the day I die.
I agree with Slazo. These DMs were clearly a joke. Humor is subjective, so what Slazo found funny at the time was 100% without a doubt okay to find funny. Anyhow, I think that's the entire Slazo situation explained. Now it's time for Zaptie. Zaptie used to be a well-known commentator with around 50,000 subscribers. He made good content, had features with well-respected commentators, and was overall judged as being a nice person. This later changed when Zaptie was exposed for allegedly being a sociopath, allegedly being a pedophile, and a variety of other things that were never proven. And just like the last story, ImAlexx was one of Zaptie's good friends and had been involved in the story closely. Anyhow, one of Zaptie's collaborations was on Pyrocynical's channels, and went by the title of So Bad It's Good. Zaptie had gotten loads of praise for this collaboration. This is clearly evident because of the comments section. People had said things such as, "This guy is dope as F, he deserves way more subs," and when your favorite Pyrocynical video wasn't made by Pyrocynical. This video had gotten Zaptie a lot of exposure and people quickly found out about his channel. This had sparked the rise of Zaptie. Like said earlier, Zaptie was regarded as a good content creator and a nice individual. Zaptie had big friends in the community such as ImAlexx, Pyrocynical, and Elvis the Alien. However, this is besides the point. I'm here to talk about ImAlexx's involvement in the situation. ImAlexx was one of the very first people to say that Zaptie was a sociopath. In fact, he had said it in an episode in the Hot Wet Soup podcast, which of course, ImAlexx had stated the wrong definition of sociopathic personality disorder.
If you don't know what a sociopath is, the basics are he just can't feel human emotion.
Sociopathy is a personality disorder in which said person with the disorder cannot feel or struggles to feel empathy towards other people. It falls under the category of ASPD, which is short for antisocial personality disorder. Now, Zaptie never claimed that he was diagnosed with sociopathy. In fact, he had stated that he was only diagnosed with ASPD.
"I'm not a sociopath. Never have been. My exact wording was I was diagnosed with antisocial personality disorder, which turned into Ed's a diagnosed sociopath. There was no diagnosis and there was no therapist or doctor. As admitted, I was lying for months, saying anything I thought would make things better. The one thing I really hope people can take from this beyond me is that not everyone's cry for help looks exactly the same. I've evidently been trying it for several months to no avail, and it finally came to a head with that massive lie. I guess I thought all the hurt I was causing would blow up in my face much earlier, and the fact that it didn't made the hit that much bigger."
I would like to give credit to Turkey Tom for the audio clip. Anyhow, Zaptie had never said he was a sociopath. He had only said he had ASPD, which is very different from sociopathy. Of course, ASPD falls in the same category of sociopathy, but they are two different things with very different causes and symptoms. Nonetheless, this claim on Zaptie can be easily debunked by the fact that said person with sociopathic personality disorder must be diagnosed, and Zaptie wasn't diagnosed with this specific disorder. Zaptie only had claimed that he was diagnosed with ASPD, which of course was greatly over-exaggerated by ImAlexx. It is commonly believed that Allexx spread the lie that Zaptie was a sociopath, however this claim in particular has not been proven. I do believe that he took some part in the spreading of this false allegation because of all the other times he's lied and accused people of wrongdoings without substantial proof, and it turned out that none of these accusings were actually true. However, like I said earlier, sociopathic personality disorder is only diagnosed by a trained professional professional, and Zaptie never was diagnosed by anyone for that matter, so this is without a doubt false. Another claim that Allexx spread quite a bit was the allegation that Zaptie was a pedophile. This claim arose when Zaptie was receiving nudes from a 13-year-old girl that had lied about her age, saying that she was 16 or 17. Now this can easily be debunked by the fact that Heather, the girl sending nudes to Zaptie, lived in Washington. The legal age of consent in Washington is 16, which Heather claimed she was, and Zaptie believed. Keep in mind that Zaptie was 20 at the time. Now while I find this disgusting, it isn't illegal. That means you don't have a problem with Zaptie, you have a problem with the law in Washington. It's absolutely fine and understandable if you feel disgusted by this or repulsed in any way, but people have different morals. After all, morals are subjective. This means that you're disgusted or repulsed by the law rather than Zaptie and Heather. And I can't make this any more clear. Zaptie had no clue about Heather's real age. He had thought that Heather was 16 or 17 at the time. This means that the claim that Zaptie was a pedophile was undoubtedly untrue. Anyways, I'll be talking about the situation between James Charles and ImAlexx. Now, Allexx didn't play too big of a role in this situation unless you include the fact that Allexx had falsely accused James Charles of horrible things. For those of you who don't know what horrible things James Charles was accused of, he was accused of manipulating a straight man into having a relationship with him using his power and money to do so. And just like the Slazo situation, I was also there to witness this go down. Now, from my perspective, I did believe that James Charles did do this at the time. Now, of course, I stayed silent as James Charles didn't respond yet, but I think it's good for me to add my own personal opinion and say that I did believe at the time that he was at least somewhat guilty. I didn't watch James Charles's response, which I regret doing. Anyhow, in the drama, people were getting exposed left and right. James was first exposed for many things, of which weren't true and were mostly lies. He lost around, I'm pretty sure, 3 million subscribers at the time. This was by far the most significant amount of subscribers I've ever seen someone lose on YouTube. Anyways, as soon as James Charles responded, Tati soon started losing subscribers. Oh, how the tables have turned. Comparatively, I think there's something very similar in regard to this situation compared to the most recent big drama on YouTube, this being Keemstar versus H3H3. However, that's a story for another day. Wink wink. Nevertheless, James Charles had debunked Tati's points by simply stating Tati's motive behind the video, this being that James Charles had gotten another sponsor and Tati was upset. Afterwards, James Charles debunked the allegations. Like what I said earlier, James was accused of manipulating a straight man into a relationship that he didn't want anything to do with James. Now, James had never gotten this impression and had no idea. In fact, the man that Tati said was straight and that was allegedly manipulated by James Charles was actually bisexual. In fact, Tati had this to say regarding the situation.
The last phone conversation that James Charles and I had, he said some things telling me about a situation that happened in Seattle at my birthday, and it literally made me want to vomit. Oh my God, you tried to trick a straight man into thinking he's gay yet again, and somehow you're the victim. You know, it's really disgusting to manipulate someone's sexuality, especially when they are still, you know, emerging into adulthood and don't quite have everything figured out. You are using your fame, your power, your money to play with people's emotions, and you're doing that to have them behave sexually in your favor, even if they're straight. And you know what? That's not okay. And how dare you laugh about it and make meme after meme and retweet and this and that and I love straight boys, and make it a joke. Because this behavior is not normal, it's not okay. Cracking someone's sexuality is not an escape.
The boy that she was talking about happened to find the flirting that James did to him flattering, as said in this video.
He was looking at me later on that night. He started talking to the other employees about me, asking me if I had a Valentine. This was on Valentine's Day, where he especially thought that I was very attractive and he wanted to get my phone number and all that. But the wait staff at my restaurant didn't let that happen. He left and it kind of just went untalked about.
The DMs between the straight male and James read, "Lol, it's Sam, the bussier, I don't know. From John Howie. OMFG. Lame-o. How are you? Ha 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 ha. Sorry about last night. You're very, very attractive, lame-o. It's all good. Very flattering, actually. Love that. I did not think you were 19. OMG. I am too. Turning 20 on the 22nd, actually. Laughing emoji. Look young. Ah, love that. Some other DMs that I dug up read, I didn't know who you were until last night. I just thought you were a really sweet person. Respect. Are you straight, I'm assuming? I'm bi. Really? Yeah, I mean, I have never had any experience with a guy, but I do find men attractive. Well, that was unexpected. Okay, love that. Me too. Unexpected? Laughing emoji. As you can clearly see from these DMs, Tati was either lying or unaware of Sam's sexuality. But what did ImAlexx do in this situation? Well, that's a long story.
He literally said because he's famous, he can literally do what he wants to this man, who is straight, who is just doing his job for them. I'm a celebrity, I can do whatever I want. Now that could be a joke, a really terrible joke, but if you actually look at all the evidence, at this point I think it's undeniable that is what's been going on.
There was no evidence at the time that any of this happened. In fact, ImAlexx just took Tati's word for it, just like ImAlexx took Chey's word for it. Anyhow, there's nothing inherently wrong with taking someone's word for something. However, in this instance, they were very big allegations that weren't proven yet, and like said earlier, they were debunked. This either means one of two things. One, ImAlexx didn't care, and two, ImAlexx is really stupid. I don't think it's hard to come to an answer yourself. This is where I'm going to conclude my video. If you did enjoy, make sure to like and comment your opinions. My name is TheTurnz, and I'll see you in the next one.